Hey everyone, it's so exciting for me to be here, and I want to thank A&G and everyone at Proactive Health and for bringing forth these challenges. And so this week, right after Christmas, we are having a no revolution, no resolution revolution, and it's about building tiny habits. And I know a lot of people have read the book Atomic Habits, and it is so great that you can stack one small thing after another. And so we're working on some of these challenges to be able to change our life to fit the goals that and aspirations that we have. And we've all heard about the blue zone. I mean, we want to live healthier, longer lives. When I've interviewed people and talked to them about being able to live longer, do you know what? They've not been that interested because they want a healthy life. So we really have changed the dynamics to health span versus lifespan because we've seen too many people too sick for too long, and they don't want that. They want to be able to run with their grandchildren, go places, travel, and have quality of life. So it starts now, no matter what age you are. You could be 20. And if you start incorporating some of the habits that you will find here being shared by this incredible health and wellness community, you're on your way. I mean, these are things that we can do because we know that only about 20% of our health is about our genes. We can change through lifestyle and habits the course of our health. So I had the opportunity to hear a speaker, bought his book, Dr. Mario Martinez, talking about centenarian consciousness. Because you see, I work with activation and physical wellness and physical health, but I also work with emotional health, emotional well being, because that contributes greatly to our health. It incorporates our cells. Our body reacts to our emotions. And let's face it, here in the Western world, we have far too many people on antidepressants. And then you have boosters for antidepressants. What is wrong? What's happening? Well, for one thing, we have a dopamine crisis. And we want to have those feel good hormones acting and working for us. And you know what? It all starts in the gut. So that's a whole nother conversation. And I hope most of you on here are activated. And if you're not activated, please talk to the person who invited you to this incredible page of lifestyle and health information and education and testimonies and stories and life hacks. It's so rich, and you can look up things in the search bar. And so today I'm going to give you one tip on centenarian consciousness because Dr. Mario Martinez, he went to other places besides the blue zone. So the blue zone is really about and they didn't know it. It's their lifestyle, and they can be very isolated communities. And so they are a community. They have a lot of social interaction. Their food is clean and healthy, and they have a lot of movement. So those are some of the key factors for the blue zone longevity. But the centenarian consciousness, he traveled all over the world interviewing centenarians. So those are people over 100 years old. And here are some of the things that he found. I'm going to share one today because what happens is we sabotage our dopamine. So I'm going to give you one example. And what I'd like to see everyone do in this community during this challenge is to give each other compliments. Reach out to people that you know, or if you see somebody posting, compliment them and let them do the work. And here is the factor. And I know I have been so guilty of this, and it brought it into my consciousness, and I've changed my approach and my attitude, and it wasn't necessarily easy because in our culture, and I'm older, so especially when I was growing up, we didn't have selfies, and really we talked about being conceited. We didn't honor ourselves. We didn't honor our worth. So many times when people give you a compliment, you say, "Oh, really? Yeah, thank you. Well, it's really a bad hair day for me. It was so much nicer this morning." Or, Hey, what a great dress. Well, I got it at the thrift store, and thank you so much, but we're not taking in that compliment. And so as soon as we get that compliment, there's like a dopamine hit. And you can also have oxytocin and serotonin. All those things are so important for feeling happy and being content in your life. That as soon as you react to, oh, I got it at the thrift store, oh, my hair looks so great, but then it rained, and you're dissing that compliment that came to you. And so you are not allowing the full spectrum of dopamine to be felt in your body. And we're trained that way. What a beautiful pair of shoes. Oh, these old things. It's our reaction. And when I started to be conscious of this, I realized how many times I said that. We are dissing ourselves, depleting ourselves, not taking it in. And I love this example from his workshop and his book. And I'll put his book down here. It is heavy reading. The talk was a lot easier to get all of his points. And I'm going to do a full YouTube of a number of his points to incorporate into your life because they are the fun things, actually. And so he interviewed this one woman that was 102. And he said, "You are such a beautiful woman." And she said, "I know, I've always been beautiful." So at first that hits us a little raw in our culture, but she knew she was a beautiful woman. She took in that compliment. Her body reacted. It gave her feel good hormones in her system. It flooded her with feeling good, with longevity. And they also, I'm going to give you a second tip, they always feel that they will live long. In their mind, they feel they will live long and not have a shortened life. So I encourage you, go on the page, pay as many compliments to others, and share it for them to take it in. Because so many times we don't pause and take it in. We react with some kind of response back to the person, to justify it or to put it down or make it not much. So when someone pays you a compliment, take it in, breathe it in, and know that that is helping your immune system and your gut, and you're engaging again your dopamine. This is the first time in history since the Industrial Revolution, actually, that our dopamine and feel good hormones are depleted. It's the lowest time in history, period, that those feel good hormones. And so every time you're clicking on something, you're starting and stopping your dopamine. And so it's creating habit, and we want more dopamine. So many of the gaming things are based on giving you dopamine hits. But we need to be able to create those dopamine hits, take them in a healthy manner, and recognize those little things all day long that can happen to you that make you feel good. Start noticing those things. Start building up your reserve of dopamine, serotonin, um, uh, oxytocin. Is it? I always get which one is the drug and which one is our hormone. So I hope I said that correctly. And I hope that is helpful for you today. That was a big eye opener to me. I also had watched a talk by an incredible young man out of Oxford in England, and his whole focus is on dopamine. I have to give you another tip because it's about dopamine and because it's awareness, and I wasn't aware of how we create it. So no one likes to make your bed. I mean, do you like leave your sheets on for a week, a month, weeks? Sometimes I'll put mine in the washer and I'll want not and dryer, and I'll not want to make my bed. It's a big deal sometimes to make our bed. We're tired, and I'll pull a blanket down and another blanket on top, and I'll make the bed tomorrow. But what happens is when you do a chore like that, so a chore that is hard, when you're working in our business, when you're doing something that is hard, that takes energy, that takes toughness, you're washing the dishes every day, you're taking care of children every day. But when it's complete, and you climb into bed and you have those clean sheets and the crispness or the softness, whichever you prefer, of those sheets and the good clean smell of those sheets, that's a dopamine hit. And revel in it. Try to make that sensation and feeling feel as long as it can, because that feeds your gut and your hormones and your immune system. All right? Hope that helps.